Welcome to another edition of your weekly news recap on the Voice Out Digital. Among our headlines, government reviewed sacking claims for tourism minister. IMF presents regional economic outlook for sub-Saharan Africa. CRC engages Gambian diaspora on constitutional review process. On headlines beyond our borders, new Ebola outbreak in DRC. Kenyan MP arrested for slapping female colleague. Well, with this and more coming in this weekly news recap. First, we take a summary look at the engagement of the Truth, Reconciliation and Reparation Commissions in this week. The Truth, Reconciliation and Reparations Commission on Monday resumed sittings as UDP militants testify. Lawyer Usainu Dabo, the party leader for United Democratic Party, gave testimony on issues from 22nd to 26 July 1994 after the military junta overthrew the PPP government.
They mentioned somebody called Bombardier. Camera.
Did they mention the first name?
No, they mentioned Bombardier, his nickname. And Bombardier, we all knew, was part of the state guards.
And what was his last name?
His surname was Camara.
And what was his first name, as far as you know?
No, as far I don't recollect his first name, but
was it Kausu?
Kausu Camara, that's right. Kausu Camara, yes, Kausu Camara. You know, but his nickname was Bombardier. Pierre Mendy was also mentioned as being among the people
who did what?
Who brutalized my party supporters, Sajo Punjan Sane, Yusuf Cham, that group of people. Pierre Mendy was also mentioned.
So in essence, what you were saying is that you were told by your party supporters that they were tortured by Daba Marena, Pierre Mendy, and Bombardier.
Yeah, they mentioned these people, yes.
As having tortured.
As having been among people, because those are the ones they could identify.
So these people are mentioned as perpetrators of torture.
Absolutely.
Amadou Sane, the national treasurer of the UDP, on Tuesday made a detailed testimony about his treatment at the NIA. Another witness, Omar Dabo of the defunct UDP Democracy Truck, admitted damaging a truck in Farafenye during the 1996 presidential elections before the TRRC as he gave his testimony. The Ministry of Information and Communication Infrastructure has issued a statement on reports circulating on social media and other media outlets about the sacking of Ahmad Ba and other senior government officials. The statement states that, contrary to social media reports, President Barrow has not sacked any serving minister or senior public officials from the government. According to the Information Ministry, the report was first published by the Fatu Network during the weekend that the Minister of Tourism, Ahmad Ba, government spokesperson Ibrahim Aji Sankare, and the Director of Press and Public Relations at the Office of the President, Ami Bojang Sissoho, were relieved of their positions. The statement from the ministry further disclosed that they are part of Adama Barrow's most trusted team, delivering their tasks diligently. In conclusion, the Ministry of Information calls on the public to ignore the reports as totally false and mere rumors. The International Monetary Fund, in an outreach forum on the 10th of June 2019, presented the April 2019 Regional Economic Outlook for Sub-Saharan Africa at the University of the Gambia, Faculty of Law Building in Kanifing. The report brings students from different institutes to discuss issues pertaining to the report. The Regional Economic Outlook is the flagship publication of the IMF's Africa's Department, which provides a cross-country analysis of economic development within the sub-Saharan African region. The report, according to the IMF representative, discusses the Rio report and key challenges confronting the region policymakers. The report also contains country-specific data and economic focus and analytical chapters on issues of interest to the sub-Saharan African region. The Constitution Review Commission on Monday, 10 June 2019, engaged the Gambia Conference on Reform and Democracy on a current constitutional reviewing process. The closed-door meeting, which took place at a local hotel in Kololi, brought the commissioners and some Gambians in the diaspora to discuss issues regarding the reviewing of the 1997 Constitution.
The nationalism of Gambians and the kind of effort we put into the fight of the dictator from the Gambia will not be forgiven. Gambia, as you all know, has been in an economic doldrum. A lot of things have happened. Some of us were victims, or are victims, and our families. To have an opportunity to be given the floor for this very important national conversation is an opportunity, it's a great opportunity. For that being the case, I am also recognizing the presence of
The Inter-Party Committee on Monday, 10 June 2019, commenced a 3-day training of trainers on the Inter-Party Committee Memorandum of Understanding and the Code of Conduct for Political Parties. The training of trainers for the dissemination of the MOU and Code of Conduct is funded under the European Union Support to ECOWAS Peace Building, Security and Stability Mandate Program, aimed at promoting adherence to a mutually agreed Code of Conduct and Memorandum of Understanding to prevent, manage and resolve political conflict and foster national reconciliation. The 3-day training program, which is currently ongoing at the Tendaba camp in Lower Liver region, brings together all political parties to design and strengthening the regional sensitization capacity of the IPC and to spread the message on the principles and code of conduct for political parties to every nook of corner of the country. His Excellency President Adama Barrow on Monday launches the first ever national security policy as part of security sector reforms aimed at addressing security challenges in the country at a ceremony held in Banjul. The policy sufficiently provides a robust, coherent, and strategic approach to respond collectively to national security threats through swift decision-making processes, clear lines of accountability and responsibility, prompt execution of actions, and commitment to peace building and the national building to crime resilience. More details in this report.
President Adama Barrow said that the national security policy sets out the directions government will take to safeguard the Gambian people and natural resources. In 2017, the Gambia government has tasked a committee to work on the security sector reforms, whose responsibility included the drafting of the NSP. In a similar but different engagement, the Gambia Armed Forces, in collaboration with the United States Office for Security Cooperation, has kick-started a 4-day training on civil-military relations. The participants, who included members of the GAF, civil society, government officials, are expected to understand how civilian security and military personnel are to relate in a democratic state. There were selected participants of 55 people that attended the training, which was held at the Joint Officers Mess on Tuesday, 11th of June 2019.
The Gambia government will be forfeiting the assets and properties of former President Jammeh. The Minister of Justice, Mr. Tambedu, has revealed at a press conference that the President has approved the decision and the government has taken the following interim measures as part of its recovery efforts against former President Jammeh's assets. Well, we now turn to the news beyond our borders. Welcome back. We now take a look at news beyond our borders. Hong Kong leader Carrie Lam has said she will not scrap a controversial plan to allow extradition to mainland China despite mass protests. On Sunday, hundreds of thousands of people rallied against the bill, which critics fear allows China to target political opponents in the region. Speaking to reports on Monday, she insisted the law was necessary and said human rights safeguards were in place.
You are taking away everyone's personal freedom and safety. At least up till now, most people feel that they're safe in their own beds. But once these extradition proposals are passed, no one is safe.
At issue is a bill.
I love my students so much. So I'm so very...
You're worried about the younger generation?
Yeah.
What are you worried about?
I worry about them. I worry about they cannot have the freedom we had before. They cannot speak what they want to speak like us. So I don't want like this.
Pai Kem stands accused of aiding illegal immigration after she saved people from drowning in the Mediterranean. The born native has accused Italian authorities of organizing a show trial. Nearly 60,000 people have signed a petition by Saturday afternoon demanding that Italy drop criminal proceedings against German boat captain Pai Kem and other crew members who have rescued thousands of people in the Mediterranean Sea. Salanyai has more details.
In an interview on Friday, Clem said that a trial against her was due to begin soon after she and some of her compatriots were charged in Sicily with assisting an illegal immigration. She said that she was told by her Italian lawyer she could be looking at up to 20 years in prison and a horrendous fines. Clem added that she intended to fight the case up to the European Court of Human Rights if she had to do so. The 35-year-old born native has been under investigation in Italy since her ship, the Luventor, was impounded in summer 2017 and the government further banned her from sailing around the Italian coast. According to German public broadcaster WDR, through the work on that ship and the Sea Watch, Clem has personally assisted in the rescue of more than 1,000 people at risk of drowning in unsafe dinghies as they attempted to cross Europe in search of better life. Sanjay reporting for VOD.
New Ebola outbreak has been reported in the Democratic Republic of Congo as a 5-year-old boy loses his life. The head of a major medical research charity has called the latest outbreak Ebola in DRC and Central Africa truly frightening. Nearly 1,400 people have died in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Dr. Jeremy Farrell, the director of Wellcome Trust, said the epidemic was the worst since that of 2013 to 2016 and has shown no sign of stopping. A 5-year-old boy has also died in neighboring Uganda, the first case of Ebola reported in the country. The Ugandan government is now reporting 7 other suspected cases of the virus.
Janine names 10 dead members of her family: mother, uncle, brothers and aunts. Then I fell sick too, she says, but we didn't know about Ebola. Even when people came to our house to warn us, we kicked them out. One of the world's deadliest diseases is being fought in one of the most dangerous regions. There's an attack by a brutal militia. A dozen die. In the town we're in, a furious crowd besieges the streets. You cannot vaccinate or educate those at risk when medical teams are themselves targeted. Ebola killed this baby's mother. His own survival is a small miracle. Now he's cared for by UNICEF as they try to trace his remaining family. There are hundreds of orphans like him. The fight against this disease is a war within a war.
Hundreds of people have been detained at a Moscow rally demanding punishment for police who detained an anti-corruption journalist. Officers in riot gear clashed with protesters during the unauthorized march in support of Ivan Kalbuno. Among those detained at the rally were journalist and Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny. Mr. Guluno, who was freed on Tuesday after drug dealing charges against him were dropped following a public outcry. Interior Minister Vladimir said officers who had taken part in his detention would be suspended during the investigation. 3 major Russian newspapers had earlier rallied around the freelance journalist in a rare public show of support. A Kenyan MP has been arrested for allegedly slapping a female colleague because she did not allocate funds for his constituency. Rasin Kasim is accused of slapping Fatuma Jidi, who sits on the budget committee in the capital, Nairobi. A photo of Ms. Jid crying with blood in her mouth after the alleged assault has been shown widely on Twitter. Female MPs subsequently walked out of parliament in protest after their male colleagues mocked at them.
What happened today, it's a shame to this nation. And we are showing a bad example to the youth of this nation and to our children. And to me, I can't regret because I was defending myself.
The two are now set to appear before the Powers and Privileges Committee, chaired by Speaker Justin Muturi, for disciplinary action. Will Kisanyabwa the big question?
Mr. Kasim, MP for Wajir is in northeastern Kenya, is accused of attacking Ms. G in the parliament car parking after confronting her about why she did not allocate money to his constituency. With that, viewers, we come to the end of this weekly news recap. I was your presenter, Awa Biba. Until we come your way next week on the same platform, The Voice Out Digital. Have a pleasant evening.